Hallo, ich heiße Peter und willkommen zu meinem Kanal auf YouTube. So, back to English. For those of you who saw my video on how I'm learning Russian, you'll know that I have this huge stack of books. Dictionary, short stories, a textbook, all of this are helping me learn that complex language. When it comes to German, we're going to get rid of it all because we're only using one book, Harry Potter. Now, why Harry Potter? There are 3 reasons. The first reason is, and the main reason, I'm trying to learn German naturally. That is the way kind of like a child would learn it, through books and through listening to TV shows, basically listening to fluent adult speech and try and pick up the mannerisms and how the language works that way. Now, why specifically Harry Potter? 2 reasons. First reason, Harry Potter, I'm familiar with it. I know that this is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the Stone of Wisdom, whatever you want to say it, however you want to call it, and I know what the story is. So, for example, if I turn to a random page, look at this. Der Name dieses Mannes war Albus Dumbledore. The name of this man was Albus Dumbledore. So I know that all of this is just a description of Dumbledore. And I also know, Dumbledore, what happens at the beginning. I know the story, so I can connect what I already know to the German that I'm reading. And the second reason is that this book is pretty basic. It's not, a children's book per se, but it's also not, A Farewell to Arms by Ernest Hemingway, where the language is so colorful and there's a lot of complicated things. Now, Harry Potter is super, super basic and easy for me to understand. Those are the reasons why I'm using Harry Potter, and I'll talk a little bit more about the rationale behind that later on in the video. So the internet portion of what I'm doing with German is equally short and to the point. Basically, I heard about this German language TV show called Dark that was really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to watch through Dark with in the original German with English subtitles. When I'm done, I might watch this show, How to Sell Drugs Online. So I'm just watching episodes of German language television, probably throw some German movies in there as well. But that's basically it. So now that we're done with that, it's much less than what I was doing with Russian, but there's a reason. So the reason is that there are obviously many different theories competing and some not, over how the best way to learn a language is. I mean, heck, you just Google YouTube, best way to learn a language. You can watch 10 videos. Of course, there'll be common things in those 10 videos, but not all of them will say the same thing. So what I'm doing with German and Russian is twofold. So the first reason that I'm doing them differently and at the same time is that the U.S. government has come out with the Foreign Service, more specifically, has a system of ranking languages based on how many hours it'll take and how difficult it is. German is a level 2 language, whereas Russian is a level 4. German is part of the Germanic family of languages, which luckily so is English. Unfortunately, due to things like the Norman invasion and other factors, English has become a lot more similar to French and other Romance languages. But you can still find a lot of common words in German and in English. The sentence structure can be similar, can also be very different at times, but it's generally easier to learn German as a native English speaker than to learn Russian. So what I'm doing is I'm doing Russian Monday through Friday, and then dedicating Saturday and Sunday with a little bit of reading on Friday, maybe an episode of Dark, who knows, to that. Because, like I said, Russian is a lot more difficult, but also what I'm doing with German is I'm going for straight input. Some of the theories out there, there's one by this pretty important linguist named Noam Chomsky. Universal grammar, we all have the secrets of every language locked in our heads, and all we have to do is unlock them. So kind of along those lines, I'm not doing any specific grammar. Um, like I'm not looking up grammar structures. I'm not going to try and understand the phonetics, the morphology. Basically, I'm just going to go with straight native input and see if I can figure out German. So that's why the TV shows I'm watching with English subtitles, but the goal is to start watching in only German. I'm trying to write as little as possible in my Harry Potter book. Just pick everything up from context, what I've already learned, things that I've picked up. So I think between the book and the watching TV, even though it's contained to just the weekends, that should allow me, hopefully, to make some good progress to the point where I can start interacting with some of my friends that speak German. Shout out to all you guys. You'll be getting a text message from me at some point, hopefully the next couple months, to set up a Skype call or whatever we have to do. And then with Russian, you saw, with Amazing Russian, that YouTube channel that I enjoy. The woman talks very specific about grammar topics. I'm looking up grammar videos. I have my textbook that I've kind of been looking at every once in a while. So with German, I'm going with a much more school style, doing at least an hour a day, at least an hour during the weekdays, kind of like a regular school, to see if I can drill that into my head that way. And I'll reevaluate here in a couple months, depending on what my situation is, and let you guys know which method I found more useful. Obviously, with less time during doing German, it might be a little bit biased, but like I said, the difficulty gap between the two of them is quite high. There are a lot of things in Russian that a native English speaker would never even dream of having. Cases, aspect, just ridiculous. I'll make a video on how cool the Russian language is at some point. But the point is, they're different. One of them's harder than the other one. But I also want to try out these two different kind of schools of thought, two different approaches to learning languages. That's the long version. Thank you for watching this video, and komme noch mal come again in German. I'll get it one day.